Hey guys, so for this video I'm going to be talking about priorities and just like the importance of loving yourself before you can even love a partner, because I feel like a lot of the times we're so desperate for love. We're so desperate for somebody to save us, for somebody to rescue us, for somebody to get us out of our situation or our reality, or for somebody to fill those voids. And it's like, it's our job and responsibility to love ourselves and to heal ourselves. It's like, how can you even be there for somebody when you can't even be there for yourself? It's like, if you lack focus, vision, goals, how can you help someone else achieve that or obtain that? You can only love someone from the depth that you love yourself. So how you commit to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you dedicate your life, how you dedicate your time and attention to yourself is the same amount of space that you'll be able to hold for somebody else. So that's why I feel like a lot of us, we get so caught up and we lose ourselves in a relationship because we don't even have a self-identity. We don't even know who we are. So we get so caught up and lost in relationships. We so desperate. And it's like, no, we have to have a solid foundation within ourselves. And what do I mean by that solid foundation? It's having our own goals, routine, spiritual practice. It's having your own life. Like, what are you doing with your life besides just going to work and complain? Or besides, like, numbing the pain or escaping your reality? A lot of the times people use relationships to escape their reality. Everybody's just looking for something that'll feel good, pleasure, just numb the pain. And it's like, no, we have to prioritize our own lives. We have to put ourselves first. We have to prioritize our happiness. And I feel like, because people thinking about putting yourself first is selfish, and it's not. You can't pour from an empty cup. As cliche as that sound, is so true. You can't give what you don't have. And in a lot of the times, we think giving somebody more of what they don't want is going to change their mind. We think, oh, if I just show them, if I just do more, if I just... No. They're expecting you to give. That's why they're not doing anything. And a lot of times women, we become wives before we even know the direction of the relationship. It's like, we got to have that conversation about purpose and intent before we start doing certain actions. That's where the boundaries come in. That's why I'm saying we got to take time to love ourselves, to figure out what our self-worth is, to figure out what we value for real, and stop allowing anything just because we're afraid to be alone. So we put up with anything, we accept anything, because we feel like, oh, I'm running out of time. And so we say yes to everybody because we feel like, oh, I don't want to miss out. Let me give everybody a chance. Let me give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And then a lot of the times we're so afraid to have those uncomfortable conversations because we feel like, oh, I'm going to mess it up. So let me not talk about. No. You need to have those uncomfortable conversations. Go ahead and weed out who for you and who not. That's why that saying come from. Be comfortable being uncomfortable, because your loneliness must turn into solitude. That's when you know you got your power. When you can be by yourself, when you can be alone and truly bask in it and truly enjoy it, truly enjoy loving on yourself, catering to yourself, chasing your goals and your dreams and living in your purpose, living a confident life. Like, you got to have a life outside of that relationship. You got to have a life outside of that job. That's what I'm saying. It comes down to habits. It comes down to habits. What do you spend your life doing? How are you thinking about yourself? How are you thinking about your life? That's important too. Because I feel like I said, a lot of us are looking for that savior, that rescue, somebody to come get us out of our situation. Like like a relationship is just a remedy, and it's not. Because like I said, you can only love someone from the depth that you love yourself. And I feel like a lot of us are lacking that self-love. We feel like appearance is self-love, but it comes down to habits. What are you doing in your life? How are you thinking about yourself? How are you thinking about your life? Love yourself enough to go after the life you deserve. Love yourself enough to follow your heart. I feel like people's lives are a direct reflection of whether or not they love themselves for real. So let's look at our life. Let's take a reflection of our life. Is your life a reflection of what it means to love you? If somebody was on the outside looking in, could they see that you love yourself? You take care of yourself. You take care of your mind, body, and soul. You walking in your purpose. You're walking confident. You know your value. You know your worth. You're aware of your flaws, and you're actively working to improve. I feel like, a lot of people, we lack that. We lack the vision, the goals, the clarity, but yet we want a relationship. And I hate to sound like one of those people, but if you take sex out of it, what do you have to offer for real? You want somebody to be your peace. Do you offer peace? Do you have peace when you alone by yourself? Do you have peace of mind by yourself? You have to have it by yourself to be able to have it for someone else. Because a lot of the times we're looking for someone else to be our peace. It's our job to be our peace and happiness. We have to be that for ourselves so we can be that for somebody else. It starts with self. Everything starts with self. You got to love yourself to love other people. And what I mean by loving yourself, like I said, it comes down to lifestyle, habits, thoughts. How do you think about yourself, man? How do you think about your life? How do you treat other people? How do you think about other people? That's what it's about. You have to literally become what you want to attract. And I feel like that's what's missing in this generation. People just want, what can you do for me? How can you change my life? What can you do for me? Instead of how can we grow together? A relationship is mutual benefit. Too many people looking for a take. What can you do for me? How can you save me? How can you change my position? If you want your position to change in your life, that's your responsibility to do that. We looking for the other person to be our savior. No, you have to save yourself. You have to have your own identity, your own purpose, goals, vision, drive, ambition. Imagine what you would attract if you put yourself first. If you was your priority in your life. If your health was your priority. If your mindset was your priority, expanding your consciousness, expanding your self-awareness, getting to know yourself. If that was your priority, imagine the kind of people you would attract. So it starts with you. It starts with self. So, with that being said, I truly just want y'all to understand, you have to literally embody who you want to attract. So you got to ask yourself, ask yourself, do you love yourself? Do you feel like you love yourself enough to attract the person you deserve? Because you can only love someone to the depth that you love yourself. So put yourself as a priority so others can put you as a priority. Stop being desperate. Stop being afraid to be alone. Stop being afraid to have standards and boundaries. Stop accepting anything just to have somebody in your life. Have those standards. Raise the bar. But you can't raise that bar. You can't have high expectations when your character in your life ain't. It's like you expect a man to take you to the fancy restaurants and to buy you Birkin bags and da 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 da. It's like, can you do that for yourself? Can you do that for yourself? It's like you got to be able to do for yourself what you want somebody else to do for you. That's how I feel. Everybody should be dependent on their self first, loving their selves first, having their selves as a priority first. What are your dreams, goals, visions, mindset, lifestyle, habits? That's the priority. Then we can think about how can a partner, how can we grow, mutual benefit, strengths and weaknesses, yin and yang. That's what it comes into. But if you don't even know yourself, your love language, what you stand for, your morals, your values, your beliefs, you're going to accept anything just to have somebody in your life. So put yourself first. Continue to live life loving yourself first. And I'll see you in the next video.